Fearless at 50, it's a thing. I don't know if you've noticed the trend for how many people are now starting YouTube channels, starting their own businesses, going on a major body transformation. It's a thing at 50. So I'm just going to talk about how it happens, why it happens, and also how you can do it too. Because don't we all want to have that little element of a little bit of reinvention after 50? So thanks for joining. If we haven't met before, my name's Lindsay. Great to have you here. Please do all the good things like and subscribe and do all those lovely things so we can keep growing this channel and I can keep sharing and spreading more midlife love to help you through 50 plus. Okay, so let's get into it. So there are three main reasons, and I might actually add on a little one at the end, I think. Okay, so three main reasons. One of the ones is mainly life experience. What you now know by the time you're 50 is very different than what you knew when you were 20 and 30 and even 40. So there was a whole bunch of life expectations on us when we were much younger. And by the time we get to 50, we're kind of been through hiccups, been through ups and downs, and decided what we really feel is important and what we don't. And so with that, you can also decide what you want to spend your time doing. So for example, some people, they want to sell up everything, downsize, go traveling, and that's what's important to them. Other people, it's more about actually, doing the house renos that you've maybe been wanting to do for years. For some people, it is about saying, right, that's it. I've had enough of work. I now want to do something on my own. So just recent example, I walk with a group every morning. I walk with dog walkers. They have dogs. I don't have a dog. Anyway, so I walk with these dog walkers in the morning. And one of the guys is nearly 60 and he has decided, so it's not just women, of course, it's men too. And he has decided some time ago that he wanted to quit the industry he was in and retrain to do something completely different. Now, there's somebody who walks within the group and she's still in her 30s. And it's funny because she's the only one who's saying, whoa, isn't that a bit risky? And the rest of us who are in our 50s are just like, no, my God, best decision ever. And the reason is because you do get a different perspective as you become older and as you've ridden those waves. It allows you to see what's important to you, and also you become more confident in your own skills. And there is an element of, what the hell have I got to lose? So if you're even considering that, keep listening in, because what the heck have you got to lose? Okay, point number 2. Sorry, I'm going through some major allergies here, so I keep sniffing. So sorry. If I edited all the sniffs out, I tell you what, there'd be this much video left. Okay, so number 2, less concerned about others' opinions. Isn't that the truth? You get to the stage where you're just like, you know what? Let them talk. Let them disapprove. Let them question me. But by now, you've learned to listen to your own voice and you've learned to trust your own judgment more. And about time. You've raised kids, you've had a career, you've owned a house, you've owned your cars, you've done some traveling. And you know what? You've been through the hiccups as well. So chances are you're really not that fussed about what somebody else has got to say, because what the heck? It's their life and it's your life. And if they've got time to criticize you and focus on your time and on your ambitions and on your goals, then obviously they're not living theirs. So that's one of the real key things that kind of seems to be one of the common upsides that people talk about when they get into midlife. It's like, I just don't care what anybody else thinks right now. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is it's a new sense of urgency. We know we're stepping into a new chapter. And as we step into this new chapter, it's because, as I say, you've done the whole education, you've done work, you've raised your kids. And now you know there's a new chapter. And it's like, so what happens after this? Like, what happens after 50? There's like nothing laid out for you. And you could say, well, it's until I retire. Okay, don't know about you, but at 50, do you see yourself even as like that retirement age? What are you going to do? Put your feet up and then what? You've got a lot of years ahead of you, and chances are you probably still need to raise finances to fund the lifestyle that you really want. So there is a sense of urgency, and there is a hard line of, I have done enough of that, whatever it might be. So just like I was saying about the guy quitting his career path and starting on his own, because he just went, if I don't do it now, when will I? And that I know for sure was true for me when I hit 50. I hit 50 right in COVID. And it was an element of, if I don't do this now, what on earth does my future look like? So if you've been on social media, if you've been like following the trend of on Instagram last year, and I was in that trend. I started an Instagram page, and it was all about catering to empty nesters to help them find their purpose. So that's still basically what I do, and I coach people to find that. So you can create that next chapter doing something that brings you joy, makes you feel like you've got meaning, makes you feel like you're contributing to the world. Because as we get older, all of our values change, and we really want to know that we've had a meaning. And whilst you've got kids, your meaning is about, providing for the kids, building your family. And just, for me, my top value was always about family and raising my kids. But as I've got older, of course, the kids have gone off in their different directions. And so where does that leave us? So now is a really common time for people. That's funny. Okay, just as I said that, it was 555. And I don't know if you saw yesterday's video. Yesterday's video is significance of angel numbers. And angel number 555 is all about change, which is exactly what we're talking about today. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and have a look. Okay, so it is all about having that new perspective. So that brings me on to the fourth point that I said I would share right at the very end. That fourth point is about shifting your values. What you thought was important when you were 20 and 30 and 40 is completely different now. You know that you're a different person. You know that you have different boundaries, different experiences, different skills, and also different requirements as you get older. You might want to just sell up and go traveling. There are definitely some really successful social media channels, and they literally have sold up everything, mainly in the States, I have to say. I don't know too many English people are doing it. But get a van, get a one of the huge camper vans, and they go off driving around the country, and they seem to meet other midlifers doing the same thing. It's a lifestyle, because you get to the stage where you just think, while I'm healthy, while I can, why wouldn't I make the most of this opportunity? So that's why in our 50s, we do start to get a little bit courageous. Some people call it wild, but I don't think that's a bad thing. And that's certainly true, I have to say, of my wild swimming group on a Saturday morning. It's all midlifers pretty much. And we're all there throwing ourselves into this, beautiful cold water lake. Obviously, it's only cold in the winter. It's going to get warmer in the summer. But that's why we do this sort of thing, because your values change. You've got more time on your hands. You've got more sense of adventure. It's kind of heightened and awakened. And that's why you seem to be getting more courageous and more wild. So I hope that's helpful. If you know exactly what I'm talking about, that whole if you know, put it in the comments below, because I'd love to know what your midlife wild adventure is. Take care, lovely to see you, and thanks for being here. See you in tomorrow's video. Bye.